All right, so now we're on to the study. So we're going to go over the movement down into the study, great armor, the movement down up through the study, and the movement up through the chapel into the chapel belfry, all the way up to arena. So immediately after Manticore, by the way, all this movement in this section is extremely complicated. This is the most complicated movement section of the entire run, going down through the study and up through the chapel, because you're taking advantage of your Manticore, your Creaking Skull. There's a lot of enemies tightly packed together, so you have to like backdash maneuver through them. It's all very complicated, so a lot of these explanations are going to be a little bit longer-winded compared to how it was in Castle Corridor, just because it's so much more complicated. But straight out the gate here, before you even finish the Manticore manip, you need to be setting up your movement for the next rock armor room after the Manticore. Because this rock armor room is very important for your MP conservation, and it's just hard to do quickly in general, so you want to set yourself up perfectly before you even finish the Manticore manip. So let me show you really quick here what you want to be doing through the Manticore manip. If I could get it. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? I didn't start with the backdash. There you go. Okay, so after you finish Manticore, you want to activate Creaking Skull while you're facing left. So turn it off and then immediately turn it back on. Face left, so the Creaking Skull is facing left. And then you want to be attacking to prime the Creaking Skull, because it needs to be swinging as you're leaving the room. Basically, you use the soul time, where the soul is flying to you, to prime the Creaking Skull, just so you have this faster start to this room. Like, you'll see, Creaking Skull's already attacking here, whereas if I entered and then did it, I would have to wait longer, and it just messes up this whole room in general. So I have a save state here with this. And you're probably not going to be this close to the door after your Manticore manip, but as long as you're like at the top of the stairs on the ledge, you're going to be close enough, because the Creaking Skull is insane range. So you can just hold left here, hit this guy, and you can go a little bit crazy with the backdashes here, or you can just hold left through this entire room. It doesn't really matter that much. Just if you're holding left through the room, make sure you don't prime Creaking Skull too early. You want to let it hang. Like, you saw I missed there because I primed it too early when I was holding left. You kind of just want to prime it on these bats if you're holding left, and it'll work out perfectly. You're going to have a little bit less MP, but there's extra candles you can hit and stuff if your MP is too low, so it's not a big deal. Or you can go a little bit crazier with the backdashes if you're confident, and get through with more MP more quickly. It's very easy to lose a lot of time here. One key to this room is making sure you're walking into the Fleaman, just because it's more consistent. You can try to like jump over this first Fleaman, but if you try to jump over him, you're in the air and then he jumps into you, he's gonna knock you to the right, and then your Creaking Skull is gonna miss the middle rock armor, and it just completely screws everything up, because now you're getting through more slowly because you either have to reset your Creaking Skull for a whole nother attack, or turn it off and kill the rock armor manually, or whatever, and your MP is probably just gonna be screwed for the beginning of study. So that's why I like to just walk into this Fleaman. It's a little bit slower, but on average, it's not going to completely screw you over ever, pretty much. And when you're approaching this last rock armor, if your Creaking Skull is a little bit late to be primed, like you didn't prime it early, you just primed it on this bat right here, you can just like duck and kill this Fleaman if he's in the way. Or you can prime your Creaking Skull early, and then it'll hit the rock armor immediately, and then you don't have to worry about it really. I did not mean to throw that. Yeah, don't throw any spears. You really want to keep your MP. Alright, I do not want a hammer. Let me do that again. Oh my gosh. Getting a hammer in here is pretty common, and it just kind of messes up your menus later. So, if you're trying to make save states, try to not get any like hammers or blue souls, or you can get a yellow soul. Getting a 1 yellow soul actually doesn't mess up your menus at all, if you do it correctly. But yeah, try to avoid any like blue souls or weapons when you're making your save states. God dang. These hammers. Alrighty. Let me make a save state here. So, MP management is pretty much the name of the game here in the study, because you're going to be using your Manticore 3 different times, and the way you're getting all the mana for it is just from all these candles. There's a million candles in the study between all the enemies. So the hard part about the study is maneuvering the enemies while not missing too many backdashes and also getting the candles. It's very complicated. So one thing you can do if you're a little bit low on MP, if you messed up the rock armor room, or you're just not as confident getting all the candles below, is you can get this big heart right here. It's not too slow to just jump over here and get it. And it just makes the whole process a lot easier. Sorry, where's my save state? Here it is. So yeah, you can just jump over here, grab it really quick, and then fall down. And that's not bad at all. You lose a couple seconds at best, and it'll probably, if you're not confident in the candles, it'll probably save you time overall. But either way, you want to hit this candle, jump in this hole. Make sure you don't jump too high into the hole, or else you'll hard fall. You do not want to hard fall, just like that. It's more of a tap. And then you want to equip Manticore while you're falling. Just because this is the best time to menu, because it's not going to be in the middle of any of your movement or anything. And right here, the 2 strategies you can use are, you can drift to the left a little bit. Let me open the save state here. You can drift to the left a little bit, and land on this platform, and then walk off in front of this evil butcher, hit this candle in front of him, and then jump over. A little something like this. Oh, also, I totally forgot to mention, the reason you equip Manticore in the first place here is because when you land, you do the hardfall animation. But if you tap R with Manticore equipped, you go into the Manticore animation, and that cancels the hardfall animation instantly. So you can just drift over here, tap R, walk off, get that extra candle, and then that evil butcher will throw his knife to the left instead of to the right. If you mess up this movement that you would do normally, like this, it's really easy for that evil butcher to actually throw his knife to the right, like this. And that's, you take damage, or you have to jump over or duck, and it's just very slow. So yeah, an easy movement option for that is just drift to the left, cancel as you land, walk off, and you're good to go. With these candles as you go, maybe do a couple backdashes if you're comfortable with it. Or, the normal movement, it's a little bit quicker, is as you're falling. Sorry, let me do it from here. Doing it from here is a lot easier for me, muscle memory wise. You land on the top platform, and you fall through it, and then you backdash jump over the evil butcher. But the backdash jump over the evil butcher is a little bit tight. Which is why it's a little bit tougher. Forgot to menu there. As you're falling here, make sure you hold down. Because if you're holding down while you're falling, you can just tap R and then immediately tap A to fall through. It just makes it a little bit easier. So menu, hold down, RA, backdash jump over that guy. The issue with the backdash jump here is you need to do the movement that I talked about before with the flying armor jump, where you backdash and then after you jump, you don't immediately hold right, because if you immediately hold right, it kills your momentum in the air. You need to delay your right press so you get the momentum at the start, and then hold right later so you get the max distance. If you don't do that, you'll never make it over the Evil Butcher, and you lose a lot of time. So hold down, RA, do the jump, and then hit these candles. Not all of these candles are super important depending on your MP. A lot of them are small hearts. The ones that are big hearts are... Where's my save state here? This one is a big heart right here. And this one is a big heart right here. Those are the two you do not want to miss at all costs. But if you miss a couple of these little ones, definitely not a big deal at all. Also, one more thing to mention with this room are these bone pillars. These bone pillars, if you backdash too soon through them, you'll get hit twice. I'll show you. Right there. So you backdash into the fireball, and then you get knocked to the left, and you take a whole bunch of damage, and it's just very slow. So you have to delay that backdash. So when we backdash into them, wait, and then go. And that just makes it so you don't get hit by that fireball consistently. Alrighty, so this room is pretty simple. Just walk off the edge, and then as you pass this middle box part, you just hold left, and then tap R as you hit the ground. You can even hold right earlier if you want, like around the platform. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you tap R as you hit the ground. And then right here, as you enter this room, you want to throw a spear at this flea man. Sometimes he's going to jump over it. This is RNG, but a good amount of the time it's going to hit him. In fact, this is a bad save state. A lot of the time it's going to look like that. Where you're just going to hit him. If you don't have max MP, if you're even around the second to last tick or below that on your MP as you're falling, I would not throw the spear. Just skip the spear throw and try to jump over the flea man. You're probably going to get hit and lose a little bit of time, but that's better than messing up your manticore coming up. But if you have enough MP, just throw that spear, hit this candle, and try to hit this candle and the Arachne with the same slash. The reason you want to do that is because when you hit the Arachne, it has a chance to flee. I'll try to show you that, if I could get it. It's completely random. There you go. And if it flees, you just save a little bit of HP, and it saves a little bit of time. It's pretty nice. Let me try to show you the movement for when it does not flee. You want to backdash into it, and then after that hit stun is over, backdash again. Need a save state where it doesn't flee. RNG changes very randomly in this room, so that would be hard to save state. But either way, after that second backdash, after the hit stun, just walk right here to this pillar, right before the ladder, and this is where you want a Manticore. Just hold Manticore until you kill the flea man, and then let go. If you're too far forward, if you're right here, in between the ladder and the pillar, if this ectoplasm right here rushes you, he's going to hit you. So that's why you want to make sure you're not too far forward. You saw he rushed me and he almost hit me right there, but not quite because I was in the perfect spot. If I was a little bit further forward, he would have hit me. And if you're a little bit low on MP, what you can do is go to this spot instead, below the candle. You want to be a little bit behind the candle, kind of, because you want to hit you want to hit the candle with your Manticore and have the heart fall on you as you're like in Manticore state. Just like that. If you're in front of the candle, the heart's gonna fall behind you, and then you're not gonna have nearly enough MP. So yeah, that's where you want to do it if you're a little bit lower on MP. But otherwise, right here is perfect. And then right when you kill the flea man, let go. And I don't even worry about hitting this candle, but if you're really, really low on MP, I guess you could hit it. There's something that can mess you up really bad. If that flea man drops his soul, it's really easy to hold too long. But it's not the end of the world. There's subtle ways you can use. There's subtle things you can do to save a little bit of MP as you go. Or if you're just not very quick in general, you're not going to have to worry about that just because you have more time to regenerate your MP. Didn't mean to throw that. Let me just do this one more time, and then I will move on. Alright. Next room, finally. Alright. So this room's pretty simple. All you gotta do is hit this candle with a big heart. The way you want to do it is you can walk off the edge of the platform and just collect the candle while you're moving still. Super easy. Just as you're about to walk off the platform, attack. You'll hit the candle and you won't stop moving. And then you can just fall straight down. Or, if you're a little spicy, you can backdash and like hit it while facing backwards. Like that. That's a little bit tighter, but not too hard. It's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm using a new controller here, so I'm throwing a lot of accidental spears. Alright, either way, right here. What you want to do is just walk down, walk off this platform again, same mechanic, walk off the platform, hit that candle. Sorry. And then after this arrow flies over your head, do a big jump over the Skull Archer. And then a big jump over the Student Witch, hit the candle, and then you want to backdash into this cutscene room. Like this. Because what that does is it stops, when you skip the cutscene, you're right here. So you can hit the candle, immediately pick up the heart, and then backdash out of the slash animation. If you just walk into that room, like this, there's no quick way to get that candle and cancel it with a backdash. You would have to like do a quick jump slash or whatever. It's just much more awkward. So late backdash in here, skip the cutscene. While you're backdashing in, you can just press start. Hit the candle and then backdash after you collect the heart. And then right here, I'll make another save state. This room right here, you want to make sure you don't backdash off the cow's back. Just jump off the cow's back and hit that candle. You can backdash off its back, but I really wouldn't recommend it. I would just immediately jump off. And as far as this Minotaur goes, it's probably going to look more like that when you do it. Oh, first let me talk about this ectoplasm. I almost forgot. So this ectoplasm right here, again, these guys are extremely random. He can stay really close to the ground, and you can just walk straight into him if you're not attacking multiple times. So I like to hit these candles right here individually, even though you totally can just hit both of them with one slash. The reason I hit them individually is if that ectoplasm is chilling low, which is rare, but it does happen sometimes, he will die. That just automatically kills him. So I don't have to react to what he's doing or anything if I just individually hit those candles. Like you can see, it hasn't happened once, but I promise you it'll happen eventually. So this is a really nice automatic backup to do. And as far as the Minotaur goes, it's probably going to look like that, where you're going to backdash into the axe and get hit twice when you try to hit that candle, like that. So just make sure you have enough HP to deal with that. Or, if you don't need the candle, but you need the HP, you can do a backdash big jump over the axe. And that's consistent. You'll miss the candle unless you try to slash it on your way up, but that'll save you some valuable HP if you need it. But yeah, anyway. Moving right here. Take another save state. You want to hit this candle, backdash off the ledge, hit this candle right here. You need both of these candles because they're big hearts. Jump off the ledge, and then immediately fall through this platform, and then just hold right. And if you fall through that platform and then hold right, you like perfectly dodge these platforms and fall really far to the left here by the door. Let me show you that again. You can even backdash at the beginning here if you want. Just like that, perfect. And this is a perfect spot to get extra MP as well if you need it. If your MP is very low after you hit both these candles, just walk in here and then hit this candle again, and then you'll probably have enough. Or if you really need to, just hit this candle, and then jump over, hit this candle, and then just fall from here. This is the perfect farm room if you need MP before Great Armor. And there you go. So this Great Armor strategy I'm going to show you is a little bit complex, but I think it's definitely worth learning just because it improves your consistency a lot. You do a harder strategy to gain consistency. So if you get really good at it, you're going to reset less on Great Armor than you would if you were to just do the easy strategy. Which is why I'm going to show you this. And there's so many Great Armor patterns to go over that it's not really feasible for me to talk about them all. Just with saves, like, just in-game with save states and all that. So I'm just going to talk about the opening you're going to do for all of them, and then show you recordings of each pattern made by Algorithm. It's just going to be a lot easier for me to go over. I can focus on each one at a time. So first I'll talk about your opening. Pretty much what you're going to do is when you reach Great Armor, you're going to attack, you're going to do a jump slash, and then you're going to do a landing slash, and you're going to cancel that landing slash with a backdash, and then you're going to cancel that backdash with Manticore. It's going to look like this. If I could do it right. There you go. The key is to not cancel the second slash too soon with your backdash. That's the real key to this. And that's what you're going to have to practice. You can even just practice standing here. Just make sure you see that second slash come all the way out before you backdash. And while you're doing the second slash, you can already be holding R. So you don't have to time it after your backdash press. That way you'll always get the 1 frame backdash. Or the minimum distance backdash, rather. So you would slash again on the ground, and then while you're doing the second slash, just hold R already, and then once you have the second slash out long enough, backdash. And that's the movement you're going to do. Here, let me show you once on Great Armor here, what it's going to look like. Just like that. That's the hard part of this, in my opinion. You're going to want to practice that a bunch. Just commit that to muscle memory. Also, another thing worth mentioning is make sure you don't backdash too close to Great Armor, or else you're going to bonk his sword like that. So don't go too crazy with backdash here. Stop backdashing a good distance before him, because his sword reaches out way further than you would think. So, once you have that movement down, or that little opening, you're good to go, and we can go over this little movie. I'll just mute this here, and pull this up. So, there's a few different patterns Great Armor can open with. I believe the first one in this movie is the walk backwards. No, it is the overhead swing. Okay. So first we're going to talk about the overhead swing. Does this have audio? It does. It's a little bit low, though. That's okay. So, the first one is the overhead swing. So, the three patterns are the overhead swing, the downward stab, and the walk backwards. The overhead swing and the stab downwards are effectively the same with this strategy. So I'll show you, and these are going to look the same. So you start with that regular opening that we talked about. You're going to Manticore through, and then you want to untransform like right below this window right here. Because if you go too far, you're not going to have enough MP for your second Manticore. This strategy works because you have exactly enough MP to Manticore twice for 3 hits each. Because you need to hit the Great Armor with 6 Manticore hits and 3 Bastillard hits. So if you go too far with this Manticore, you're not going to have enough MP for the second Manticore to hit 3 times. And then you're going to have to back it up with a lot of Bastillard hits, which isn't horrible, but it's kind of slow. And you might die. So untransform right once you're through him below the window, and then hit him once, and then immediately transform again. And we're going to see the same thing for the downward stab. Perfect. Those two are effectively the same. And here's the movement. Here's where things get a little bit different, where he walks backwards. This is the bad RNG, where it's a little bit slower. Not a ton slower, but it's a little bit slower, and it's much harder. You have to do something completely different. So you're going to Manticore through him like normal. And the key right here at this part is make sure you untransform on his left side. Because if you untransform too soon when you're like right on the middle of him or on the right side of him, you'll still get the 3 hits, but he'll be facing to the right. You need him to turn right here. That's what makes this all work. And then you backdash and then jump slash in the air after the backdash, and then you immediately Manticore again. That's how you deal with the normal bad pattern. But there's an extra bad pattern you'll see right here. This is the worst pattern, where he steps back, he turns around, and then he immediately does a quick back step. The backup to this is just waiting. And then when you see he's going to walk back forward, you Manticore into him again. There's no way to not lose time to this pattern right here. You just have to react to it, if you can, and then just go for the slow backup. It's not that much slower, though, and it's safe. So that's pretty much the gist of it. One thing I will mention is... Here, let me hop back in game really quick, and I will talk about one little backup you can do if you miss your second slash at the very beginning. So let me go over that. So let's say I missed the second slash. Oh, well, I needed the... I really want the attack pattern for this. Though you can kind of do this with the step back pattern as well. Let me just see what pattern I get here, and then I can show you the backup for it. Alright, perfect. So right here, you just get through him, and then you slash him again. If you miss one of the first slashes in the first sequence, don't freak out, because it's not over at all. You just need to hit one more slash while probably taking damage at some point. So if he's doing the forward stab, do not go for 2 slashes before your Manticore, or else your Manticore will miss. That's the worst thing you can do. Only go for 1. If he's doing the overhead swing, then you can do 2. But if he's doing the downward stab, or if he's walking backwards, well, if he's walking backwards, go for 0. You would just do the backdash jump attack. But yeah, if he's doing the downward stab, do not do 2 to finish him off with the Manticore. Just do 1, do the Manticore, and then finish him after the Manticore. And if he's doing the overhead swing, you Manticore through him, then hit him twice, and then finish him with the Manticore. You have plenty of time to do that. I will link this post from Algorithm with the video in the description if you want to look through it yourself and kind of reference things. But anyway, let me get through this, and then we can talk about the rest of study. Yeah, you're not going to have enough MP to throw a spear at this canister, so you're just going to have to either walk or backdash up to it. Sorry, I just wanted to take a drink here. Alright. So, on your way out of study, the MP routing is not nearly as strict. The MP routing on your way in is extremely strict. If you miss any big hearts, you're gonna have to do a backup big hearter of some kind. But on the way out, you don't need to use Manticore until like the very end. So you can just kind of hit what candles you want, pretty much, and it'll work out. So I'm not gonna go over the movement in as much detail on the way out. And the movement on the way out is a lot easier in general. I'll talk about this room a little bit. So you want to make sure you get hit by the Manticore's, not the Manticore, the Minotaur's body. It's a damage boost through this ectoplasm. Pretty easy. Jump off his back, hit that candle. You can kill the square if you want, or jump over him. Really doesn't matter. Alright, for this room right here, you want to do a big jump over the Student Witch, a big jump over the Skull Archer, hit that candle, and then just jump up. And for this room right here, let me save state this, or right here. You want to make sure this has a big heart right here, as you remember from your way in. So you want to jump up and hit that, and then be careful you don't walk directly onto this guy's back, because he will hit you, I believe, if you walk on. Yeah, make sure you jump on his back, if you're gonna jump on him. Just so you don't take damage. And right here, you need to manipulate these ectoplasms a little bit in the next room. So basically, the way ectoplasms work is, if you attack, they, like, move towards you, if you see. Like, you can see every time I attack, this guy, like, he, like, rushes somewhere. Like, he moves in increments based on my attacks. So you want to use that to your advantage in the next room by making this guy move, either by jumping high enough near him or attacking near him, but not attacking too close to the second one. Like you saw there, I attacked close enough to the first one that it moved, up and away. I didn't attack close enough that the second one moved. You really want to make sure you don't have the second one move. Otherwise, it's gonna fly up and hit you. Like this, it could have flown up and hit me there. It's a little bit RNG. But if you just do it like this, that should be totally consistent. Just like jump really high and attack around this pillar right here above the candle. And then you can just jump straight over the ectoplasm. And then these ectoplasms, I just like to kill these. You can throw a spear right at this candle. Sorry, you can throw a spear right at this candle to kill that flea man most of the time. Jump up here. And for this next room, what you want to do is you want to manticore. You can hit this candle right here if you need it, and you want to manticore right after this skull statue, or you can manticore right on this like stone thing. But yeah, just don't manticore right in the middle here, otherwise you might not kill this evil butcher right at the end. That's a little bit inconsistent. So yeah, I like to just do it right here. And this is where you kind of want to start worrying about your experience. If you don't level up either on like this evil butcher right here or on one of these first rock armors in the next room, you might want to consider killing some things you wouldn't otherwise, because depending on what lubricant manip you do, your experience might get a little screwed up. So that's just something to keep in mind. Watch for when you level up. Just jump up there, and then come through here. I'm gonna save stay right here. Here's another really complicated movement section. Honestly, I think this is better put in the next part. I'm gonna cut it here. We'll go over this in part 3. This will go over the movement up to the arena, up through the arena, to probably Balor.